It's a live show and we can talk about a league win. Alright, hello and welcome to the Matchday Vlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button because it really does make a difference to the channel. We're here this evening to talk about the upcoming game up at the Molineux off the M5. It is Wolverhampton Wanderers up next. We're also going to be having a look back at the first Premier League win of the season against Arsenal, and thank goodness Beto hadn't shaved his legs, otherwise it might have been a 1-1. But there we go. We finally get 3 points from a single game in the Premier League. How about that? And this show is proudly brought to you from the guys over at Football Prizes, where this week they have a pretty special prize. Actually, you're going to get a squad signed shirt for $9.95 the ticket. So tickets are more money, but there are only 39 tickets. So it's a bit of an interesting one. So you can scan this QR code, or you can also just simply go to footballprizes.co.uk and sign up there. I'm not sure how many tickets are left. I think there was probably about half last time I checked. So go and check that out at footballprizes.co.uk or follow the QR code. Jack, how are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, mate, all good. I finally had a good weekend. It feels like ages since I've had a nice weekend. And no, it's a relaxing week. It's been great. Where were you?
It was kind of funny because everyone's talking about me being a bad luck charm now. And I'm thinking, like, I'm kind of okay with that. If everyone's okay to fund me being the other side of the world, because I think when we conceded those 2 goals against Stoke, I was literally swimming with turtles. So I'm thinking, like, conceding goals from Stoke or swimming with turtles? I mean, I think I know which one I prefer. But I don't mind if people want to fund me being away. But there we go. We finally get our first win. We do want to talk about the Everton game, so we're going to get that over because we do have a guest waiting in the green room. I can see him there. George is there waiting. Good to see you, George. And he's going to be talking all things Wolves from Always Wolves TV. So very appreciative to have his time to talk about our upcoming opposition. But first things first, Jack, how was it? I watched the extended highlights, and of course I saw a bit of the game in a bar. I thought it was quite funny, the extended highlights. The first minute was the first half. Is that fair? And then the other 9 minutes of the extended highlights was the second half, which I thought was quite amusing, really.
Do you know what was really funny? I think when I watched the match, it's my first match of the debut in this year. That was a tremendous achievement. Yeah, it was so funny because it started off with the what should have been a red card on Archer. And I was like, wow, that was like 30, 40 minutes into the game, wasn't it? That was quite, even in my mind, in my foggy memory of the game, because I got a little bit lightheaded around, towards the end of the game, was that happened, quite late in the half. So to see that as the first highlight, I was like, yeah, okay. That kind of sums it up where we were. It wasn't a great first half. I brought Asta to the game, a partner Asta, and they said after about 10 minutes, it's really, really frustrating how they passed that ball backwards. They I guess, yeah, it is frustrating, isn't it? And they know it doesn't work because they keep getting charged down. It's like, they do. That does keep happening. You're right. And I felt that only built to the relief of when we finally scored the goal. Oh, the limbs, mate. It was great. The burst in the stadium was.
It looked amazing.
Oh, it was amazing. Like I was hoarse after that game, man.
First Premier League goal in front of the Northern Wall as well. Have I got that right?
Yeah, man. It was hot. It was hot to trot. It was it's such a big sigh relief. I was living so high on that goal that when they went at the other end and scored straight away, I was still like, that'll be fine. that might be a goal. Even before I saw anybody signaling for it, don't worry about it. That's not a goal. That doesn't count because we just scored. And then come down to it.
Did it feel like it was offside though when it went in?
Do you know what? From where we were, kind of a bit difficult to see.
Yeah.
A lot of people around us were adamant that it was offside.
Okay.
But I think if you look at it from our side, it does look offside. But when you see Kyle Walker Peters, you're like, oh no. I would feel hard done by if that was the other way around. But it was offside. It was offside, so we win. But consider we had the Bednarak red card scare not long before that. That it did just be like you don't get two in a game, do you? It's not rarely two go your way, but they did, and God, it was just the atmosphere afterwards. It was just for once a positive vibe going through the crowds afterwards, and just being like, everyone just feels so relieved, feels so good.
Yeah, and sure to hear that music at the end, rocking all over the world. Must have been it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
To have Zombie Nation win, Armstrong scored as well. Like I said, it brought tears to my eyes. Not often this happens anymore. I really and ahed about what Saints shirt to wear to the game. Right, I thought I'm going to wear the Wembley shirt for the first time since Wembley.
What, the black one?
What? No, the yellow and blue one.
Oh, you're right, the one you wore to
the one that I wore to Wembley.
Okay.
And what happened? 1-0 Adam Armstrong. So it's got to happen. But then again, also Asta's last game was the Man City League Cup win. So maybe it's just Asta.
Yeah, right. We need to get them a season ticket. Make it happen. Make it happen. To comment here, where is the vlog? Well, I was away, and Jack kindly sent me a 7 or 8 second clip, which
I'll be honest,
immediately posted onto TikTok. So there is a very, very short vlog. It's just enough. It's just all you need. That's all you need.
I might even have a clip of the full-time whistle, but I feel like when it went, I might have said some words that cannot be aired on the channel, so it'd be pointless uploading it.
Okay, well, we're certainly tuned for that. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section on the Everton game. But I certainly don't want to keep our guests waiting any longer. We're very pleased to be joined by someone from the opposition. Going to be talking about who exactly we'll be facing. So without further ado, we'd like to welcome to the show. It is George from Always Wolves TV. How are we doing, George? Keeping well?
Yeah, evening both. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Very good indeed. So we finally got a win on Saturday, and you very nearly. I've watched the extended highlights. I also saw the foul on the goalkeeper. I'm sure you got your views on that as well. What's it been like? I mean, you haven't won a game in an awful long time. It must feel like you're due one.
Yeah, and I think I do think this game has probably come at a good time for you lot, to be honest, because there's now that much pressure on it. This is final straw time for O'Neill, and the way it's been going, it seems like we're only heading in one direction. So I can't see plucking it out of nowhere, to be honest. Obviously, we haven't had a win all season. You're coming off the back of a win, but we built so much onto the Palace game and the Southampton game that we piled the pressure on it, and it's just typical that now you found a little bit of form because you won in the cup. You won in the cup as well, didn't you? Before,
we did.
You two on the bounce really, and
eventually
we pinned all of our hopes on this game, and I just get the feeling that we put so much on it, and now there's this whole. We've become just like a Gary O'Neill saga, to be honest. His press conferences, everything. And I just think it might be the day when the House of Cards comes falling down for him, to be honest. There's been rumours today that the chairman's pulled him into his office. I mean, just rumours, but apparently said, it's win or bust for you.
Right.
If you're coming into it with a little bit of a higher ebb, then I don't know. Yeah, I don't think any Wolves fans confident, to be honest, at the minute. But
I mean, with Wolves the way they were, I mean, am I right in thinking you were under some strict things with FFP? You spent a lot of money in the Championship to get up to the Premier League, and then all of a sudden you've got to balance the books. So that's the reason for a lot of your big players going. Is there a feeling that effectively you're in a bit of a rut because of the fact you've sold the talented players? Because I remember seeing Gary O'Neill on Monday Night Football being touted as the next Pep Guardiola for his genius tactic skills, and I'm thinking, steady on, it's just been on a bit of a run here. But what is the mood amongst Wolves fans? I mean, is it a case of, well, we're left with these players, what do you expect, or is there a feeling that you should be getting more from it?
Yeah, I think it's seen as a little bit of a managed decline, to be honest. They've got this model, so Fossen, they've got this model to make us self-sustainable. They want to be the next Brighton, to be honest.
Mm.
And yeah, that famous Gary O'Neill Monday Night Football, it's become basically he made a rod for his own back with that. I mean, as you said, steady on, I think, was exactly what went through my head. I mean, he got one win over City. We sat back, hit him on the break twice, and couldn't wait to lord it over Pep. And I think that was just like one of many missteps with him, really. I think he's ran before he could walk a little bit. But yeah, in terms of the investments and stuff, it was last summer, really, that we had to sell up a bit to meet the FFP. But we got more money. We got the unexpected sale of Neves to Saudi, and he was coming down to like last year on his contract. So people were saying that he wasn't going to go for as much as we were expecting. But we got good money for Neves, which helped us, and then Matheus Nunes went to City as well, and that covered a lot of it. And we were sort of out of the woods, but it was that season a couple of years ago when we were rock bottom at Christmas, and we had to have a January window where we basically had to like go and just spend the lot. So we bought in like Lamina, Cunha, and we spent like over 100 mil or 100 mil ish in one January window purely to stay up, and we were paying the price for that last summer.
Got you.
But
Right.
apparently we balanced the books this year, and there's no FFP issues anymore. It's purely because they want to make themselves self-sustainable, not really put any more money into the club and just let it tick over. But I think everybody, all fans, everybody in football knows that's just kind of circling the drain in the Premier League, isn't it? You're never going to keep up. It's almost impossible. And I think our owners have had it all good, really. They brought us in the Championship, got straight up, and I don't think they realise that, there's no guarantee if you go down, you're going to bounce straight back up.
Nope.
You can sit and rot in the Championship for 10, 15 years. I mean, look at Sunderland now. I mean, our rivals, the Albion, they've been down there 7 years now. So I think they're playing a dangerous game, and we're going to learn a lot Saturday. Going to learn a lot. Big
It's going to
game.
be a tough one. Yeah, very, very big game. I mean, you've got some players that we certainly recognise, Mario Lamina, who we're familiar with, who I quite enjoyed watching. Never gives
Mike
the
was
ball
the only
away.
one.
I was the
Mike
only
was the
one. I
only
had a
one.
Lamina shirt and everything. I was a big fan of Lamina, so I'll be pleased to see him again. But which players should Saints fans be watching out for from the Wolves lineup? Who's your
I
big
mean,
threats?
first name's got to be Cunha, hasn't it? You got to watch Cunha when he's on it. I mean, unplayable, quality player. Strand Larson up front. He's we've been looking for a focal point since Jimenez really, and Strand Larson. He's played. I think he's got about 4 goals. He's steadily going about his business. He's that typical focal point. Good in the air, and he's quite handy. He's not afraid to get in and amongst the centre halves. So obviously our two front men are pretty good and scoring goals. I mean, we've scored goals this season. It's just our defending that's been atrocious, particularly set pieces. Obviously, it depends what formation he plays, whether he plays any outright wingers or not. But you've got to watch our fullbacks. I think with Ait Nori, probably more dangerous going forward than he's useful defending. But again, it depends what system we play. Because if he's at wing back, then he's fine. But if we play as 4 at the back and he's a fullback, he often gets found out. So as an attacking threat, you got to watch our fullbacks. I think Semedo as well. Gomez, he can be obviously scored against Palace. I mean, Seymour is a defensive mid, but if he's on it, he's just everywhere. So Joe Gomez. But yeah, it's the same people carrying us really week on week. But it's our defensive struggles that are just letting us down time and time again, and with set pieces in particular. So are you like any good at set pieces? Because if you are, you'll probably be all right. You'll probably be all right.
All depends if Tool Pool starts. That's the thing. If Tool Pool starts at the weekend, you're thinking, yeah, this is it. We're going to go direct for once. But I think it is two teams that just have stinky defenses with set pieces. But my issue is that they do have goals, Mike. They've got goals.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of them. We had one at the weekend, and that was great. But apart from that, it's been difficult. We've been really struggling to find the net, and I think
it's the fact that we're not clinical though, Jack, are we? I mean, the 60 seconds of highlights, extended highlights, I should point out, that I saw from the Everton game at the weekend. There were about 3 or 4 Southampton chances on goal, and I'm thinking, if we could just be a bit more clinical with those chances. I think at the Premier League level, you just have to be more clinical with your chances, because you're not going to get as many as you perhaps would in a championship with a side like we had. I mean, we had so many games that 4-5-0, last season, just because of, you just got so many chances to score. But it's going to be tricky. Like you say, Jack, it's just a case of, can we score? Can we get the ball in the net, and can we keep it tight at the back? Jack, do you think we'll set up with like a pretty heavily defensive setup, a bit like we did away at City, away at Arsenal, sort of thing?
I don't think he's going to change kind of what's worked the past couple of weeks, really. Hopefully starting with that 3 at the back, and everyone's still good to go. And I just don't see him changing what works right now. I think, like we always say, mate, when you got that lineup that you can kind of pick week in, week out, was when something starts to work. And now that he's kind of started to work out a little bit, I mean, the game. We got a lot better when Sugawara came on in the second half. I thought Russ's substitutions at the weekends were really, really good. Like in the last few weeks, there's been a lot that he should have done later, than stuff that he should have done way earlier, and stuff he should have done at all. But at the weekend, he really nailed it. And when Sugawara came on, it made such a massive difference. To start the game with that security with Manning at the back and Kyle Walker-Peters, they just know each other a bit better defensively. It's a bit more aware.
Okay.
And the same with the centre backs. They know that. It's what we were doing last season, mate, when it was working for us, was that sort of thing. So it seems like that for me. That's where I want it to be at the weekend. I don't see the change much, apart from saying tool pull, because corners, like any set piece, I just feel like it's just one of those games. It's not like Archer. Don't get me wrong, Archer's been good. His movement's fantastic, and some of the runs he was doing, he was really he was opening up the spaces for people. But in a game like this, I'm like, God, just give tool pull a go. Why not?
Yeah. And weirdly, our goal at the weekend was a counter-attack, wasn't it? And we kind of caught Everton off guard, because they had midfielders playing in fullback positions, and then they pushed forward at the wrong time, allowing Sugawara to come in. But
it was something that we don't see very often at St Mary's, as a counter-attack like that. It's funny because when I was watching Match of the Day, we watched, obviously the Bournemouth game was, I was like, cool. When they hit City on the break, they were rapido, and like some of the movements were great. We need to be doing more of that. I'm kind of forgetting how we scored our goal. I think I was just kind of, again, I was very lightheaded when that goal went in. And I was like, oh, yeah, we did it. That is what we did. We still had to go a long way around a little bit with it, but that is what we did. And it's just like, just a bit more of that, like urgency when we need it. Like there's been so many times where we pass backwards when we probably shouldn't. That common complaint. But on the weekend, it was just like, oh, there you go. It works. Just quick in those moments when we have to be. And if we could just stick that into the game more often, I think we're going to be a bit more deadly.
And George, is there anyone you're particularly worried about from the Southampton lineup? I'm not expecting you to have studied our last 10 games in the Premier League, but are there any names for you that stand out? You think?
Oh, I'm worried about this tall Paul guy now, especially with our set piece record. No, but Archer. Archer can be dangerous. I think if we go 4 at the back, I mean, I always see like Walker-Peters as someone who's not afraid to get forward, and that's where we can get hurt. Then sides, and especially if balls are being whipped into our box. But it depends, because Gary sometimes goes 4 at the back, and they start switching towards the 5.
Do you have a preference?
Most fans want the 5.
Okay.
I think we'd stay for going for the 5 at the back, really. But I think he'll go 4 at the back against you lot. So I think in wide areas. And Manning, is he the left wing back?
Yeah.
Your left wing back, yeah. Is he good getting forward? Because if he is, then if we go 4 at the back, then I think that's where you might get at us, because our fullbacks in a back 4 look susceptible. So it'll probably be wide areas that you might get at us. And if you're a 5 at the back, 3 come 5 at the back, then I presume you've got the width from your wing backs, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, is Walker-Peters is he still at the heights he once was, or Because I've always
I think
kind
so.
of, yeah,
He struggled to adapt in the first few games, but that's every championship team coming up. And now he's been looking better and better.
yeah,
And then the last few games, he was playing on the left for the first start of the season with Sugawara playing on the right. I
yeah.
think there might be a chance they start like that at the weekend if that's the case because Kyle just rips it down that side and Sugawara is so good on the right. I mean, we're kind of like blessed with sort of fullback options right now when everybody's fit. So there's a good chance he can play either side really.
Yeah, I think it's mad that we're talking about Ryan Manning though. I mean, he has played quite well, and I think when we saw him in the lineup against, he came on a team sheet at Arsenal, we think like, oh my goodness, what's this going to look like? And then all of a sudden, it's it's a clean sheet in the first half, which minor victory, but it's still pretty decent.
Rambo's first clean sheet the season was at the weekend. Happens to be the first game we won. So
yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, I think as well we've conceded the most goals to centre halves, and that just speaks to that set piece record, really. So I don't know. I mean, you'd think a game like this would be one of those cagey affairs, 0-0 goal leavers, but we are literally incapable of not conceding 2 goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I just do not know what we're going to see, because if you lot can't score, we can't not let the opposition score. So I've got no idea. I've actually got no idea what's going to happen. I couldn't even predict. Honestly, I couldn't even predict what it's going to be. But if anyone, Gary needs it more than anything, because I think there's some fans that would say it might even be better in the long run if we were to lose this game, sack him, get someone in, turn it round, rather than win, potentially delay the inevitable, and then find ourselves in further trouble further down the line. For me personally,
you're already there. You're there already at that level where you're saying it'd be better off if we
that's
lose.
Exactly
delay
how I'm
the
seeing
inevitable.
it.
Wow.
That's how I'm seeing it. Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, we are desperate for the points, and it will happen anyway, as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know what to expect, but I mean,
tricky.
Yeah. What? How do you see it going? Are you confident?
I'm fairly apprehensive. It's the fact that you guys are scoring goals makes me a little bit nervous.
We also have a pretty stinky record against you guys recently as well. It's not good. And the last trip we made there, I mean, we had that amazing Prowse free kick, but we were so bad that game. Like, you guys absolutely ran us rotten.
And we did you a 10 men, didn't we, a couple of seasons ago?
With that insane Lamina red card, that was one of the just
similar circumstances as well. We were both kicking around in the relegation places at that point as well, and that kicked us on. That was a big win for us. So
I was on
hopefully same again
that one.
from our point of view.
I remember I watched that one on holiday.
Time to return the favour. Time to return the favour.
No, but there we go. But George, thank you so much. I did have a question from someone on here. If anyone's got any more questions for George, stick them in the chat section right now. There was one from Louis that I did spot. Where is it, Louis? Where did you put your question? I think here it is. It's very important. Ask him about the away pub situation. I heard it's a nightmare. Where can away fans go for a cheeky pint before the match?
And there's actually a new pub open by my cousin. My cousin's opening. It's quite big around Wolverhampton at the minute, called Space, and it's just at the train station. And it's quite it's brand new. So I'd say go to Space. It's where the old Express and Stock. You literally can't miss it. As soon as you come out the train station, it's literally your natural path.
Nice.
And that opened for the first time. Time that opened in the last weekend. So it's brand new. Go check that out.
Wow. What's on? Louis going to want to know what's on tap. What's he got on draft there? Do you know?
He's put a picture on Instagram the other day, actually. It's just space.wlv, and you put a picture of the, I think it's got Asahi on, neck oil. I like neck oil, to be fair. But yeah, it's got a decent lineup, so yeah, try that.
Fantastic stuff. That is great. And Louis certainly is appreciating that straight away. He needs a Guinness, yeah. And if we need a goal,
the Guinness on tap, yeah.
If we need a goal, we normally send Louis down for a beer early at halftime. We always score if Louis is in the under the stand. So it's a little one between us. But there we go. George, can I push you for a score prediction before you head out? We do our score predictions later on in the show, but if we can get yours, then I'll add it in later, if you don't mind.
I think Gary's going to do it in delay inevitable. I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves.
Love it. That. You're so on brand with us. That's brilliant. Even in those moments, you still got back your side. Fair play. Love it.
Got to do it.
George,
Okay.
thank you so much for your time. Go and check it. You got your own channel? Always Wolves TV. Go check out the stuff. It's fantastic stuff. Brilliant.
Lovely. Thank you both. Cheers.
Cheers, George. Good to see you.
Hey, George.
Bye.
Look at that. Fantastic stuff.
Oh, I got to ask him about the toasters at the Molineux.
Yeah, we'll have to find that out.
One day I'll figure out. One day I'll find out why there are stickers of posters at the Molineux.
At the Molineux, when you get there, you'll be in the away stand. The long line. Turn up. Look to your right. Is that right?
Yeah.
Look to your right. The big stand. They're all completely different stands. Quite a magnificent stadium. The fact that it's 4 individual stands. Quite something. Look up to your right, and you will see an image of a toaster. And we don't know why. We asked how many stewards at the game?
Quite a few. In one of the stewards even went on the walkie-talkie about it. It was like, does anybody know?
Yeah.
And no one knew. No one knew.
That conversation went something like this. Excuse me. Does anyone know why there's a picture on the toaster on the banner on the stand?
Nope. Over.
A toaster. Yes, a toaster. I'm looking at it now. It's a toaster. Funniest thing.
It's like no one ever noticed it before. It's like, there's a Banksy up there.
Exactly that. So there we go. Fantastic stuff. Well, thanks to George from Always Wolves TV. Definitely go and check out the stuff. Dazzling Dave does all the things over there. So he's at an awards evening tonight. You can join us, but I've done a little bit for their channel as well. So go and check that out. It's it's a stunning 2-minute piece. I'm sure everyone will absolutely love it. Why toast? We don't know why toast. We don't know. It's just
not toast. No toast. There's no toast in this toaster.
Toaster. Yeah.
It's a stencil clip art picture.
Having the confidence here because they are gonna be toast when we win. Ow! Spicy one. Fantastic stuff. Right, this is the section where we normally head over to do the predicted 11, but we have another guest who's just joined us. So I'm not going to keep people waiting here. I'm going to bring in Rusty because Rusty is starting a new show, and we just want to hear a bit about it. So, Rusty, first of all, how are you? Keeping well?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
Very good. I've still got a little bit suntan from my week away, but I'm feeling good.
You've got no beard though. You're lacking in that game tonight, my friend.
They take a while though, Jack. It's a big commitment, right? A beard. It's not something to step into lightly, So
no, it's pure laziness. Well. It's laziness.
I can see all the grooming oils in there. I had a shave last month, so it'll be a while before I see any more stuff. So it's a tricky one. Rusty, firstly, can you give me your thoughts on the weekend's game? Did it fill you with confidence for the rest of the season?
For the rest of the season, maybe not. But do you know what? The teams that we need to be beaten, it filled me with a little bit of confidence for that. In terms of this weekend, I think it'll be very much similar to what he's been doing now. I think he's found his little niche, and he's pretty happy. But the game, I think it played out really well. I mean, it wasn't great viewing at times. Mm-hmm. There's no two ways about that. But we went through the motions. We were solid in areas. We absorbed pressure well. We need big players like Ramsdale to step up, and he did that and more. And the players like Manning that people aren't too sure about, they put in good performances, and we're going to need so much more of that this season.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, when you look back at the results that we've had at St Mary's and those last-minute goals that have been absolutely killer for us, and you look at those teams that are around us and, perhaps a little bit above us, the games against Ipswich, the games against Leicester, where if only we'd held out and got all 3 points from both of those, we'd be sitting so pretty and everyone would be completely different, even though the fact that we haven't really beaten anyone of notoriety, but we would be in a lot more comfortable position from those very, very small differences that ultimately have made a pretty big one.
I think this season's going to be more of that. The teams that you're not going to be staying in this league because you're beating big teams. You're going to stay in this league because you're going to be scrapping for results against the teams around you, and getting, like that. The Ipswich one might prove way more valuable than people think come the end of the season. I mean, it's a disappointing result on the surface, but it's another point on the board. And we're now not one of the winless teams in the league. That will speak volumes to the players. That they just remembered that they can win games in the biggest league in world football. So who knows? Or one of the biggest leagues. It depends who you ask, I guess.
Yeah, it's the biggest league. There's the most money in it, so it must be the biggest. Whether it's the best, that's a different discussion.
Yeah,
it's definitely financially the biggest. We can say that with absolute confidence. Fantastic stuff. Well, Rusty's got his own channel in case anyone doesn't, for whatever reason, doesn't recognise Rusty. He's got his own TikTok, his own YouTube, and he's going to be running a new kind of a call-in show. Have you got something like that?
Yeah, so for a little while I've kind of felt that there's a little bit of a hole in the Southampton fan base podcast sort of scene, if you like. There are a lot of great creators in the Southampton space. I don't know if all teams have spaces that are as jam-packed as ours, but there seems to be a lot of them. But I wasn't entirely convinced that fans themselves had an actual space to be able to be as open and as honest and as free as they like. I know X is a place where people often are, but it's but it's still just them and then a few people having a little bit of a ding dong. I thought about maybe bringing all that to one place and making a podcast that I hope will grow over a period of time. It's probably going to just start with me talking into my camera, and then hopefully will evolve. But I've set up an X page. It's the Southampton Social. There is a YouTube channel as well. There isn't any content yet. Both of them are blank because it's something that I'm still playing around with and just sort of fine tuning. But the general consensus will be, probably showing my age a little bit here, but do you remember the TV show Points of View?
I do.
I think that's kind of the premise. There'll be like a section of the show where it'll just be fan messages, people ranting, saying their piece, having a platform where they can get it out to potentially a larger volume of people. And then there'll be another section where I think after the match day, I'll put out a question that I'll want to be fulfilled for the following week. And I think I'm going to try and mix that with kind of my match day vlogs. I think I'm going to do like a little bit of the beginning of the previous game, the points of view sort of section, if you like, and then something at the end. And then hopefully in time, build maybe like a panel, get a few people on board that are very regular guests, and then start potentially bringing people in. But yeah, it's a work in progress. It might be a little bit odd at the beginning, but I feel that it's something that can grow.
Yeah, it always just get started, and I think it's one of those things that, this channel started off with me just vlogging games, and it's grown into so many other aspects. And like you say, there are so many fantastic Southampton content creators out there. And it's brilliant to see because it means that I can go on holiday and not worry about having to create content because there's other people out there doing it. Because ultimately, you can't do every game, so it's absolutely impossible. But no, I think there is. We have a wealth of quality out there, and I just wanted to highlight that on this channel. It's something that I've wanted to do for the last couple of seasons, is to really highlight the other fantastic content creators out there and just show a bit of light on them, really. So, Rusty, it's always good to have you on the show. Definitely
mate.
go and follow it. It's was that Southampton Social?
Yeah,
on-
the Southampton Social. Yeah, I was quite surprised that nothing similar to that was taken. So yeah, I'm very grateful. But yeah, this, like I say, both channels are currently blank, and it is something that I will continue to tinker with. I'm not 100% sure when we'll see the first sort of episode, if you will. But I think I'm going to run it through seasons. I'm going to do like season 1, season, like the sort of modern podcasts sort of system. So I think maybe we'll get a few episodes out before the end of this season and sort of see where it goes and start to develop and build something from there, I think.
Nice, sounds good. And what are your feelings on the weekend's game? You confident? Are you going? Are you going along?
I am. Yeah. You guys heading up?
No, we're not.
Never
again. Jack didn't want to do Wolves
I am
for two
not
reasons.
going to that awful stadium and that stinky town.
He hates the away
With a
section
minging
because it's
pies.
stretchy.
No.
He hates the
Oh, the
pie.
pie's no good.
No, Rusty. Let me save you £4. Don't
Which
get a
shocks
pie.
you, right? Because you would think
Yeah.
Wolverhampton probably gonna have a good pie. Wolverhampton.
Yeah, exactly. Good, hard
City had a
working
good
Man
pie.
City. It's.
I thought
City do
City
have
had a good pie.
Yeah,
Man City had a good pie.
Did you have the lamb one or the beef?
The beef.
lamb?
There was a steak or a chicken balti, I think, was the options this time. But they had a good pie.
Well. Proper steak.
Yeah, it was good pie.
Spurs
Good pie.
and the Aston Villa tikka pie. Oh, that Aston Villa tikka pie.
Yeah.
I got my
Other-
Villa tickets today,
That was-
so I'm excited for that one.
Nice. And the Man United pie is good as well because it's got mushy peas in it. I quite like that.
A little different take. So when did this
This is
become
what
about
matters.
pies?
That's what matters.
The
New
pie
section
pod.
of the
Mate, to
show.
be honest, it always has been. It always
No.
has been about pie.
We were going to do the lineups, but we thought we'd just talk about pie and just get
So
it done.
at left back, chicken balti.
Absolutely.
You don't
So,
want chicken
yes.
at left back, mate. That's way too people.
Yeah, so
Don't,
Chicken
certainly
in the
don't want
midfield,
to.
Manning.
Certainly
go for
don't want a
Bolton?
leaky pie in goal, though, do you?
No.
That's
But you
Sorry, boys.
confident going ahead?
what is what they call Alex McCarthy.
Upton and Molineux. Do you think we can get it done?
Listen, it's not looking good for Wolves. Let's not. I mean,
Mm.
I was listening to what your friend was saying at the beginning, but it's just not looking good. They look very disjointed, very disconnected from each other. Something looks really fundamentally wrong and broken. It's very strange. Lots of scenarios with like Lamina crying and because it's like I don't know. It's very strange. It's a very strange team to watch play football right now. So us having 2 wins in a row certainly fills me with a lot more confidence than 2 defeats in a row. So yeah, I'll definitely take it.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Well, Rusty, thanks so much for jumping on. Everyone go
Thank
check
you for the
out
time.
Southampton Social and make sure Rusty gets some content posted. Got a post, mate. Post it up. Get up.
Yeah, it's
Get it
true.
done.
It's true. It's
Get
true.
it done.
Just got to bite the bullet, right? Just get it done.
You know what you got to do.
Thank you, Japs. Thank you very, very much.
All right, catch you soon. We'll see you in the
Cheers,
score
mate. You
prediction
take care.
section. All right, Ed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
There we go. Always good to have. And if there are any other Southampton content creators that want to jump on and talk about their stuff, then drop me a message. matchdayvlogs@btinternet.com or just drop me a DM because it's always good to highlight the other quality stuff that's out there. Right, should we do the lineups, Jack?
Let's get into it.
And do you know what? You've seen us play, so I'm gonna. Do you reckon we'll stick with something similar to like we had before?
I do. I just don't see much changing. I'd maybe, start dribbling.
Oh, like it. Firstly, the formation wise, what are we going with?
What do we go with? That is a good question, isn't it? That is a good question.
Oh, I just.
Well, I
Rambo
think
gone.
I think
It's got to be Rambo, hasn't it?
It's got to be Rambo. I think it'll be Kyle Walker-Peters, Bednarak, Bellis, Stevens, and Manning. I think that's what it'll be.
Okay, hang on. So give me the centre backs.
Kyle Walker, Bednarak.
Had a great game from what I could see from the.
Oh, mate, he was absolutely elite. He definitely should have been sent off, but it was absolutely elite.
Should he? Was it that obvious?
I did. All of us on the ground were like, you know. And then watching it back, it's like, you know what? It's not a great foul, but there is a covering. There's another covering defender, so I don't think it's.
And what I liked,
the last man, it's not a clear goal score opportunity.
Yeah, but what I liked about that was the referee thought it's not enough for me to overturn the decision. And I've seen one or two other occasions where referees have been like that and had a bit of backbone and thought, do you know what? It probably is, but it's not obvious, so I'm not overturning it. So it's about as subjective as you can possibly get. But I was just naturally pleased to see that. Maybe it's because I'm a Southampton fan. I'm extremely biased. But that aside, I still like to see it. So that was good. That was good. So you're going to Harwood Bellis here, I'm guessing?
Yeah, get Howard Bellis in there. Get old Captain Jack in there. But I do think Captain Jack really started the flag towards the end of the game.
Okay.
Quite a few stray passes from the man.
So you had like a five at the back.
Yeah.
Stevens.
It's away from home still, and I feel you can adapt it throughout the game. Like you know, take Stevens off, you put Sugawara on, you allow the boys to play a bit further up the field, that kind of thing.
Okay. So where did you have? Is that the right way?
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, it twists on it, and then Kyle Walker-Peters, Ryan. Did you get my voice note the other night?
I just suddenly realised I haven't opened that yet. I just read the context, but I haven't opened it. Should I open it now? I'm going to open it now.
The context for everybody else. Obviously. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. It's dead funny.
Hang on. Did you send it with Messenger?
Yeah. Obviously, the funniest thing to get a Geordie to say is Kyle Walker-Peters. But whilst watching an episode of Pointless the other day, I heard a Geordie say, Basmati Reese? Which might be the second funniest thing.
Here it is. I've got it now. So I'm ready.
Peter's eating basmati rice.
Kyle
Basmati rice.
Kyle Walker-Peters? Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Peter's
Kyle what?
basmati rice. Peter's eating
Kyle
basmati
Walker-Peters
rice.
Basmati Rice?
I will get a soundboard on the show eventually. We can get that sorted out probably.
Oh, it's so funny. Kyle Walker-Peters eating Basmati Rice?
Anyway, Ryan Manning.
We have fun.
There he is. Do you know what? I never in a lifetime would have ever thought I'd be putting Ryan Manning in a starting 11 for Southampton in the Premier League.
Well, here we are, mate.
Does it feel strange to you? Yeah.
It does. Yeah. But but in a way that he's earned it. I don't thought he'd be if he's starting in one of these teams, he must be playing really well.
Yeah, it's fair. That's fair. Well, he has been playing well.
I didn't think I'd see him playing number 6, but I have.
Yeah. So I'm definitely with Dibbling. Am I right?
Yeah, get him in there.
Not many other Dibblings in the league. Fun to see. Flynn Downs.
Yeah.
Or has he got? Did he get suspended?
No.
Jolly good. I think he's 1 yellow away. So definitely
actually,
get one at the weekend.
I would push Dibbling up higher, and the middle be Downs, Mateus Fernandez, and Lallana, and have it sort of be a 2 up top with
Mateus Fernandez. Like that.
Yeah.
And then, so Dibbling where?
Dibbling pretty much, in front of them. I don't plays with left. Yeah, let's see, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Archer.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you put in Armstrong.
Yeah. The boy.
Yeah. If I spell it right. Yeah, I do. Looked wrong, didn't it? Looks so wrong.
And that, my friend, is a good-looking team.
Look at that.
Maybe he starts Lallana because I think Lallana, it was just a bit of a precaution coming out. I heard
Okay.
watching the old Total Saint pod, they say saying that he seemed to leave okay, not on crutches or anything like that. So maybe Lallana starts, but I look at that team now, I'm like, yeah, boy, look at that. You can even put like Diblin and Armstrong out on the wing, sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a formation man, but for me, that looks like a team that'll win it.
Yeah.
You sort of go at them, and like you said, wings and having Armstrong and Diblin setting the pace.
Mm-hmm.
It can be dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm saying Taylor for left back would be switched. That'd be more of a defensive thing. Probably might see that if it was you went for a 4. But it's interesting to hear what George was saying about the Wolves side, sort of favouring a 3 or a 5 at the back, but he thinks O'Neill will go for a 4 at the back, which will leave them more exposed. So interesting. I'd be a bit of a mind game thing, really, because I'm thinking like he has to get a win on Saturday. So will that be in his mindset to go out and attackingly, perhaps leave himself a bit more vulnerable at the back, playing to our favour perhaps, but look, we just can't concede. I think that's my big worry.
That's the case. Clean sheets. I mean, I think it speaks volumes for the fact that Rambo having that clean sheet at the weekend is the first win, first clean sheet. It that makes sense to me,
Yeah.
Because if we could just stop conceding goals, we're gonna do something here. And we felt that every game, if we just hadn't conceded, we might have got something out of it.
Yeah, exactly that. But let us know in the chat section if you make any changes to that. So until he's saying he'd switch out, put Charlie Taylor in left back. And he's liking the amount of English talent that's in there. Claire with a radical view here. My goodness. It's a day for radical views, isn't it, Jack? One of those.
Yeah.
SSE should throw it out to the fans to pick the team for a match. Only if they selected a board of fans to go and watch training all week and go, You've run really hard. You deserve a place. It might be a bit of a mad one, Claire, but I'd see where you're going at.
I do think they should let us do a game in pre-season. Just let us have a go.
Like we won a competition. We did some colouring in. We sent it in. It won, and then we get to pick the team for a pre-season.
Exactly.
I like it.
My Dr. Dot of James Beattie won the competition, and I get to run the game for.
Sadly. And I got second place, so I get a voucher for the club shop.
Is that what? I'm pretty sure this is the prize, isn't it? If we
I think so. But I can only use that voucher at certain points in the season. Oh, bit of a dig there. Don't say we can't speak our minds on this channel that we're bought by the club. Ain't true. Right, there it is. There's our
Twitches are too small and too expensive.
Sally, how much for a pint? Ridiculous. Right. That is our chosen 11. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Fantastic. Right, let's move on to fan selected team at Christmas. We've got some pretty tough fixtures around Christmas. I'm not sure that's a great idea. Jack's saying no.
I love the idea of a fan bringing a tactics board to the. That would be so funny.
It would be quite something.
The next fan's forward brings a tactic board like, this is what you're doing wrong.
Hand out little charts that say, look, here's the percentages and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that'd be great one. Right, let's move on to the most audacious part of the show, which is, of course, the score prediction section of the show. So now's your chance to have your say. Stick in your score predictions in the chat section now, and we will go through all of them right after me and Jack have given ours. Right. Should I go first or you go first?
You go first. You go first.
Okay, first. Right. Wow. Oh. Wolves be scoring goals. Got my mind doing this. I don't know where to go with this.
Come on,
I think we need to score more than one. I think we need to score more than one. That's my worry. Away from home, score more than one. When did we last do that? Cardiff? Maybe.
We've done it.
We've done it. We've done it. So boring, my score prediction.
You putting
You
2
already
on, Mike.
know. You're.
You put 2-1. You put 2-1.
I'm gonna go for 2-0 then.
Look at this brave
2-0.
man, huh?
2-0. Rambo's gonna have it now. Literally. All the way to the next international break, he's gonna get clean sheet.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Clean sheet all the way to the international break. For the next 90 minutes, we're going to get a clean sheet. There we go. I'm going 2-0, Jack.
Like
I'm locking it in.
that. Locked in.
Locked.
3-0. Thanks.
I put you in a corner there, Jack, didn't I? Because if I'm saying clean sheet, you have to say clean sheet.
I was thinking 3-0 from the very start. From the very start of this conversation, it's going to be, the last game set the lighter on the firework, and this game's going to be the one where it goes off. It's going to be great. We're going to be gutted. We didn't go. All those people who've had to make that awful trip to the Molineux will get blessed, and
as they should,
as they absolutely should.
Yeah.
And just make sure you go to the burger van outside the stadium, not the concourse inside.
Yes, and go along to see Always Wolves TV in Space Bar before the game. Apparently, they've got some decent beers on tap, so definitely check that out. Drink responsibly, all that jazz. And go see Dave at All Wolves TV. He's normally in the corner between the home and away section in that corner. Off to your right, or if you come out, off to your left, because you're walking away. You get the idea. In that corner. You get the idea. Right, let's go over to the infamous chat section, who always speak their voice. It's always great to have them here. Let's go for... Here we go. Sengatu's up first. He's going for he's predicting what I was going to say. Is he?
See that? Everyone knows you're boring, mate. Everyone knows. Everyone's kept cracking on with it.
I said 2-1 on pretty much every single one. It's just such a likely score prediction.
It's almost a draw at this point.
Yeah. Rachel's feeling hopeful. She's going for a 2-1. Actually, maybe it might be the Sengatu's score prediction. So 2-1 there. Ethan's going for a 1-0. Another Ramsdale masterclass. Would love to see that. He was
so good. But mate, that header towards the bottom post, I don't understand how it didn't go in.
Yeah. I thought he might have injured himself badly by the way he was manoeuvring the ball. I thought something's broken down there, but he managed to get through.
That was George Banks-esque. That was a combination of those two words there.
Fantastic stuff. Dotsy is going for a 2-0. Look at that. She's with me. Sengatuli is going for a 3-0 to Saints, or maybe he's predicted your one as well, which she rightly has. No, Daniel over on the Facebook is going for a 3-1 Saints to win. Armstrong to score yet again. Local Southampton lads going for a 1-0. Taylor Harwood had a super header in the 92nd minute to win it. Well, Wolves aren't great at set pieces, and Mark Gahey did score late on, and perhaps maybe Palace should have got a third. One for the referees, though. Let's see. Andy's going Wolves 1, Saints 4. Oh, my goodness.
It's about time somebody showed up.
Somebody's
About time
read the
somebody
brand
said
book.
it.
Exactly. It's the 3-0 with a poor defence. It's a 4-1 to Southampton. Armstrong, Dibbling, Fernandez, and Archer. He wants everything. Andy, love the spirit, mate. That's fantastic stuff. Claire is going for a 2-1 or 3-0 Saints. Okay. I like the 3-0 better. Better for our goal difference. Jackie is going for 3-2. Louis Ings, any relation to Danny? Let us know. 3-0 Tool Pool hat trick. Wow. What are the odds on that? I imagine quite a bit, really, considering it's not in our starting 11. But I'd love it. I'd love it. Saying it's about time. Dibbling scored a hat trick. Nice. TC 3-2 Fernandez brace. Let's hope the 2 goals are in addition to 1 more, and 3-2 to us. I like that. Ben's going for a 3-0 Saints. Daniel's going for a 5-0 thrashing by Big Les Ugachukwu, the substitute. Nice. Steve's saying keep Archer on the team, so pleased for him to score. Yeah, absolutely brilliant to see him get a goal, and I think it's the first Premier League goal in front of the Northern Wall, which is a little bit special. So put that in your notes, because that will come up in a trivia quiz. Like, what was the first Premier League goal to be scored in front of the Northern Wall? Adam Armstrong. And then if the question comes up, what was the first goal to be scored by a Southampton player in front of the Northern Wall? The answer would be... Come on, Jack. You got this. I was out of the country. You weren't.
Marion Pajas.
No, the Northern Wall, the new one. As in this
sorry.
year.
Oh yeah. That's Adam Armstrong.
Is it? Not James Bree?
Who?
In the cup. Did he score?
Oh, that doesn't count.
Anyway, I digress. Ben reckons it's going to be 3-0 Saints. Steve reckons it's going to be 4-0. Oh, Steve, you can come again. That's fantastic. Kevin's on the fence. He's going for 3-3. Ooh. Exciting game, but it wouldn't help either club, really. Cameron Archer to score. Armour hat trick. Woo! Love to see it. Love to see it. There we go. There we go. That pretty much sums up. Did no one particularly lost, did they? So
you know what that means?
Yeah, I know what that means. But we're not going to say it. No.
Visualize an attack, my friend. Visualize an attack. Believe.
Exactly.
Believe.
See, believe, achieve, and all that kind of stuff. Yes. It's going to be an interesting game, though. It's going to be an interesting game. Is anything mad happened in the world of football that we need to address? Anything I missed while away? I think Anthony Taylor had another dodgy game at the weekend.
Another dodgy game. I think my favourite thing that's happened in football over the past week is Jose Mourinho.
Yes, he's been saying a fair bit, hasn't he?
Jose's unleashed.
What mad thing has Jose said that's caught your ear?
Jose's just been going pretty hard in the Turkish league, and I think just corruption and how bad it is and how terrible it is. He's like, if Fenerbahce told me half of how bad it actually was here, I would never have come here.
Oh wow! Okay,
it's crazy. Of all the crazy dudes on a microphone that are going about this week at different press conferences.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Across the world, wherever they may be, I will say between this one, the one in America, and the one that's happening in Turkey, this one's pretty chill. This one's all right. This is a safe place for everybody.
Wow. Yeah, it's definitely a safe place for everyone. I'm just looking through some of the scores that are happening right now. In case anyone's wondering, Leeds are away at Millwall tonight, and they're currently down 1-0 to Millwall. Stoke are away at Blackburn. They're 1-0 down.
Imagine being away at Stoke tonight. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It's a Wednesday. You'd be all right on Wednesday. It's the Tuesdays that are hard. Tuesdays are hard. A cold Tuesday night. Cold Wednesday night. Nah, it's fine. Tuesday night. That's where you know you're a real football fan.
But you know what I mean, though? I just something about the Champo. I'm just like, I miss those midweek games. I miss those away days. This is rubbish. And I'm still at a point Well, I'm like, I don't really want to go to another away game because I don't want to have to pay that much money to see a team I don't care about. I love going to every away game last season. Every one of them was a bit like, this is fun. This is an interesting team. What weird stuff's going to be here?
We've not been here before. Yeah.
Yeah. And now in the Premier, I was like,
yeah.
Big, innit?
It is big. Let us know if you're going up to Wolves in the chat section. .c is be my mister's first away game win. If we do, he had to enjoy our final thrashing at Leicester last season. Ouch. Brutal.
Wow. Ouch.
Yeah, that's not fun.
And after that, you're now taking him to the Molineux.
Remember,
Come on,
don't
love.
have the pie. Go to Spacebar.
Yeah, go Spacebar. You know, where did we eat? No, we didn't eat anywhere else, did we? Because we quick walked.
We did. We
Right,
did.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah. Shares saying never been to Wolves away. Will be our first time Saturday. Where's there for a pint before the game?
Spacebar.
Apparently, Spacebar by the train station open last week. Welcomes away fans. Has a decent selection on draft. Do you know what? George's mate from Always Wolves TV is going to be like, this is amazing. Free advertising just because you mentioned there. But like it, support local business, even though it's in Wolverhampton. But you know what I mean. New bar just opened up. Go and check them out. But yeah, no, I quite like the Molineux because of it's kind of different, isn't it? Because every single stand's completely unique. It's almost like, oh, we'll build this one now.
Not really.
Going to build that one now. The away section,
Yeah, but
it's in a long line, isn't it?
So is the Ray Mack in Salisbury, mate. That doesn't mean I'm impressed by it.
Yeah, so to Dan. Yeah, I see your point. If you had to pick one stadium in the Birmingham area as your favourite, get involved in the chat session, is it? As your favourite stadium in the Birmingham area, I'm going to include St Andrews. I'm going to include the Molineux, even though it's going to upset a lot of Wolverhampton fans because they think, we're not in Birmingham, we're in Wolverhampton. You're pretty close. Walsall, I'm going to put in there as well, the Saddlers. Yeah. So Walsall, Wolves, West Brom, St Andrews, Aston Villa. Am I missing anyone? And chucking Coventry because it'll wind those lot as well. The Rico.
I mean,
yeah, so they will.
The answer is Villa Park.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. Yeah, that was easy, wasn't it?
It's a bit like saying which is the nicest stadium in the Newcastle and Tyne area.
Yeah, it's fair enough. St Andrews is okay, but it just feels like it's not finished. And they throw stuff there that never really understood why they were throwing so much stuff. Wolves has character though. I quite like it. I don't know. I don't like the away section, but it has character. West Brom, I thought would be better than it was. I thought it was a bit of a shed, but.
Do you prefer the Molineux or Selhurst Park?
Oh, for the away section, Selhurst Park, 100%.
Even with its restricted views.
You just got to be in the first 20 rows. You're fine, aren't you? And be in front of that post, that bar that's there, that you have to go. Wonder what that looked like on camera when I was doing that. Dear me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Selhurst Park for me. You? Same?
Yeah, I think Selhurst as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I'm not a big fan of what's outside of Selhurst Park. But I like the concourse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chicken goujons.
Back to train shows. Yeah. Like the goujons. The brioche bun burger. All very, very good. You can tell we dwindled a bit here, haven't we? We haven't got much more to chat about on the football news side of things. We talked about stadiums, but there we go. Anything more you wanted to divulge in?
I did not enjoy my only viewing of Match of the Day, and I think that might be it for me for the rest of the season.
Where were we? In what order?
Like fourth, maybe fifth.
Oh, that's not too bad. No,
we weren't at the end, but there was no punditry about us. It was just like they were lucky, and on to the next one.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I had no real interest in any of the other games.
No.
And I'll be doubly honest, I didn't even realise Liverpool were top of the league.
It does feel weird like that, though, doesn't it? Do you think that feels a little bit weird that the whole kind of like, yeah, we're in the Premier League, but don't really care about any of the other results, or
It's
we
for
just
me.
live in
It's
our
like
kind of microcosm, don't we?
I think for me right now, it's that I can't concentrate on any other team because I just need Southampton to do something. I don't really want to look at the league because it should just be on us to win these games.
Yeah,
And it's so hard to watch us lose these games again after what it was like last season that it kind of takes the fun out of everything else. If we can become a settled Premier League team again and we can get something going where it's not life or death every single game for us,
right.
I feel like I can enjoy the game a bit more in the Premier League and care about other things. But right now, everyone's an enemy. I don't care about anybody else. Everyone get away from me. I just want Southampton to win. And we're not doing that, so it's hard to watch. And at the same time, I don't like the politics of the league either. So there's a lot of things about it I'm like,
yeah.
But yeah, that is how I'm at with it right now.
It's not great, but you look at the table where we are. Like, I go back to the original point. If we'd held out for a win against Ipswich, Ipswich would be on 4 points, and we'd be on 6. And if we held out for a win against Leicester, they'd be on 7 points, and we'd have 9 points. It looked very, very different.
Yeah.
We'd be in Everton spot right now.
That's what I mean. Like this weekend, it won't take us out of the bottom 3, but it'll give us a big distance between the bottom.
Yeah,
give it a good point there, and we can't be there relying on other people's results.
Yeah,
that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't care what Everton are going to do from now on to the end. We have to win as much as we can. So it's that is where it's at, and I've got no other headspace for any more football.
Yeah,
because I've got a life.
Yeah, football's supposed to release. There's an interesting point here from Ethan. It'd be nice, I think, the most enjoyment last season because we were going for promotion and we're not going for relegation. We're trying to avoid relegation, obviously. But we do see your point there in terms of the prize on offer was a lot greater than the prize on offer this season, isn't it? It's just like survive,
But technically, but we're surely more money.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's weirdly the same prize, but it kind of feels like there's perhaps a bit more enjoyment if you're getting 30 wins in the bag as opposed to what you're going through now. So
put it this way, Mike. At the end of last season, the clip of you saying we're Premier League is such a beautiful clip. And at the end of this season, if it all goes as well as we hope, it will be you going, still Premier League.
That one won't get used by the Premier League, though. I won't get a phone call and have to sign some stuff to get that used. They'll just use that anyway, won't they? But no, I do see what I mean. It's a special moment, and I think for a lot of Southampton fans, for me certainly, it's still the last time I actually saw my team win in person. So, there we go.
It's all right, because the fun thing is, as soon as WWE comes to Netflix, this channel's going to take a turn, because Mike's recently watched a bit, and he's ready to start getting in the wrestling with me. So
there's going to be intro music that's a lot more enjoyable. Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait for us to do our WrestleMania stream this year. That's going to be great.
We did a UFC one time, didn't we? That was mad. Hi, boys. I'm back. Good win for you. Saturday's gone. Keep it up. You never know. Absolutely.
By the way, can we just a quick mention to the Newcastle goal, because that was elite football. That Gordon cross.
It's a cross from the 90s.
Oh, it was so good. I was just like, see that there? That's football, that is. But I don't like it. But God damn, that's football. Oof, crush.
I'm particularly enjoying Matty from the Magpie channel. He was on Arsenal Fan TV doing it, drinking the rival tears, and that was absolutely brilliant. Matty's great. I've got a lot of respect for Matty. I've watched him throughout the years, and I always thought he'd be a bit cocky if I met him in person, but he's the nicest guy.
Which one was he?
That sort of the one in the bar that we went to. Yeah. Top guy. So yeah, but it was great to see him giving it the large on Arsenal fan. Particularly enjoyed that. But like I said, absolutely lovely bloke. Right. I think we're going to close that show because we've talked enough. We've kept these people on air for long enough. But if you do have any other thoughts on the game, on the Everton game that's just passed, on the game that's coming up at the weekend against Wolverhampton Wanderers, please stick it in the comment section. It will be great to keep the conversation going that way. If you've missed out on giving your score prediction in the live chat, you can always put it in the comment section, and like I said, keep the conversation going that way. Also, be sure to check out that prize. I'm not sure how many tickets are left. Let me remove that football news banner. There we go. Not sure how many tickets are left, but like I said, there's only 39 of these available, and it's for a squad signed shirt. Go on over to footballprizes.co.uk or use this QR code if you're watching us on your telly box, and you can basically be directed straight through to there. There we go. Jack, thank you as always. We'll probably be back next week. Actually, no, it's the international break after that, isn't it? So I'm not sure what we'll do.
Another one.
I know, but maybe I had a message from Yaz on TikTok doing about a Saints panel thing. So maybe we'll do a panel show and get in some of the other creators in, and we'll talk about the season so far. You fancy that?
Okay, what? Peter's eating a basmati rice.
Exactly. We'll get the soundboard in check, and we can do it that way. But fantastic stuff. Right, well, there it is. That's the show. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us live on there. As always, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, see ya.
Bye.